In this video, we hike a 2.8-mile section of the Shenipsit Trail in Glastonbury, Connecticut. It's a cold day and the trail is covered with crunchy snow. Along the way, we'll see flat Brook Dam, May Pond, traverse Gray Ledge open space, follow the flat brook, and stand amongst a couple of huge glacial erratics. Imperial Drive, I believe it's in Glastonbury. This is where we left off on the Shenipsit Trail back on March 5th of 2023. Today is the 19th of January 2024. So today's hike is going to be more of a challenge of defeating the cold rather than the distance. It's 18 degrees out here, so it's going to be a chilly hike today. I have been slowly hiking the 50-mile Shenipsit Trail from its southern terminus in Cobalt, Connecticut to Stafford, Connecticut. This is my 5th video on the trail, and so far I have covered 18.4 miles of this Blue Blaze Trail. If you're interested in seeing the rest of my Shenipsit Trail videos, I put a link in the description below. So just a short walk from Imperial Drive is this spillway for the dam, and we're going to go check it out. From here we get a good view of the spillway and the dam. After a very brief road walk, we're heading right back into the woods. If you're interested in seeing the GPS track of today's hike, I put a link in the description below. If you've ever wondered why you see a bunch of leaves unburied in the snow, that's probably because a deer bedded down here for the night. So far we've been following the flat brook in between basically developed areas, but it's a nice open space area, and great that they have a path for the Shenipsit Trail to go through without a lot of road walking. I think from here you can see this man-made pond is here to control runoff. So the official trail goes right between these two houses. You come out in the backyard, and then we're gonna hike up here just a little bit to the end of the cul-de-sac, and then we're heading right back into the woods again. Immediately after leaving that cul-de-sac, we come to another, maybe this is called a retention pond. Helps with the runoff. We're about to pass through another side yard. I just want to remind folks that oftentimes these easements are temporary or can be revoked. If you see somebody out, thank them for letting you come through their property. Yeah, we're on Route 94 Hebron Avenue for a very short distance. We're turning on Birch Mountain Road. Walk that for a ways before we head back into the woods again. You'll find me walking facing traffic no matter which side the blazes are on until the point at which I have to cross. That gives me line of sight of cars approaching me. All right, so we were right here, just got off of Birch Mountain Road. We're probably gonna hike up to somewhere where this Blue-White connector trail is, and maybe hike back down to Blue-White, this parking lot, and then maybe turn around. Plan is to start off the next hike from this parking lot. Well, I checked the temperature. It hasn't changed. It's still 18 degrees. Yeah, with all these stone walls around here, and kind of open land. This area had to have been a pasture at some point, farmland for sure. So this is definitely the steepest climb of the day, probably the steepest it'll ever get here. We're entering the Case Mountain area. There's definitely some good hills here in Case Mountain. I've done some mountain biking here in the past. So we reached the top of the hill. We can see there are a couple of Glacial Erratics. Well, it looks like I overshot my mark. Went right past the blue-white trail. Not sure where it is back there, but I'll look for it. Been about 3 miles. I'm gonna make these big Glacial Erraticas be my turnaround point, and I'll pick this up on the next hike. Meantime, I'm heading back to the car. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy this type of content. I'll see you out here in the next one.